Alright, so I listened to a really good sermon this morning, and something that just really resonated with me was okay, so basically, I forget the people's names, but in Second Kings in the Bible, Naaman, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but anyways, he had leprosy. And he went to the prophet to get healed. He went 90 miles to get healed. And the prophet said, go and, basically dunk yourself in the water 7 times in the Jordan Lake, I believe. Anyways, he was like, what? That's crazy. He's like, I'm not doing that. He's like, are you kidding me? That's beneath me. Like, apparently it wasn't. It was like a dirty lake or whatever. But he basically let pride, his heart was full of pride, and so he thought that that's ridiculous, so he was going to leave and he was going to have leprosy the rest of his life. He was willing to do, would rather do that than to actually do what he told him to do in order to get healed. So he was walking away mad and everything, and this other guy, his servant, approached him and was like, hey, you're a great king or whatever. He's like, so if he told you to do something great, wouldn't you do it? And he was like, well, yeah. And he's like, well, then why can't you, what's the harm in trying to do something small? It's worth a try. Like, what can it harm? So he did it, and he had to go down in the water 7 times. And as he was doing it, each time he didn't see anything, but the 7th time he came back up and he was completely healed of leprosy. His skin was like a baby skin, and completely healed. And what stuck out to me was that, like the pastor said, Pastor StevEN Furtick, he is out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and where my brother lives. And he said, a lot of times when God tells us to do something, we don't see what God's doing, in the process. The first 6 times he could have said, forget it, but the 7th time, so we have to be obedient to whatever God, no matter how ridiculous it seems, no matter how insignificant it seems, if God tells us to do something, if he tells us to move, we need to move and have that faith, because that faith is what activates the power of God. And so if we show faith, by doing what God asks us to do and have that faith, then that's when, it activates the power and he can heal you. So moral of the story, don't let your pride get in the way of having faith. And, basically obedience is really important, to be obedient to God and to trust in him, so I thought that was really just interesting and a good reminder to not ever feel like something's beneath you. And no matter how silly or ridiculous it may seem, God's thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. They're higher than ours. So trust and have faith in God, and try your hardest to be obedient no matter what it is that you feel he's telling you to do. Do it. So anyways, hope y'all have a good day.